Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where we bring you the latest and most exciting sports news every single day. And trust me when I say you're going to want to stay locked in for this one, because something huge might be brewing behind the scenes in Los Angeles. A potential move that could completely reshape the future of the Lakers, and maybe even the entire NBA landscape as we know it. Now, we're not just talking about some minor roster adjustment here. We're not talking about a 10-day contract or a marginal rotation player. No. We're talking about a possible blockbuster so big, so seismic, that it could rival the arrival of LeBron James himself. But before we dive into what exactly is going on, let's lay the groundwork first. You need to understand how we got here, and why the next few weeks could be some of the most critical in Lakers history. Recently, after a relatively quiet trade deadline, one that left many fans scratching their heads, the Lakers front office has been anything but idle. While the blockbuster deals didn't materialize immediately, new reports suggest that Pelinka and company were merely biding their time, setting the table for a much larger feast. It all started after talks collapsed with the Charlotte Hornets over young big man Mark Williams, a move that many believed would have given LA some much-needed rim protection and rebounding. When that deal fell apart, instead of panicking, the Lakers pivoted quickly, picking up veteran center Alex Len after he was waived by Washington. Now, on the surface, Alex Len isn't the type of signing that sets the fan base on fire. Solid size? Sure. Some rim protection? Definitely. But let's be honest, he's a band-aid, not a cure. A temporary fix, not a game changer. And that is what's gotten people talking. Because if Len is just a stopgap, what exactly are the Lakers waiting for? Over the past 48 hours, rumors have been flying. And they're getting louder by the minute. The name that keeps popping up on social media, in insider reports, and in whispered conversations around the league, is Lauri Markkanen. Yes, that Lauri Markkanen. The 7-footer from Finland who's quietly become one of the most versatile and efficient forwards in the game. Last season with the Utah Jazz, Markkanen didn't just play well, he exploded. He became an all-star, a legitimate franchise player. We're talking about a guy who averaged over 25 points a game while shooting above 39% from three, grabbing rebounds, and defending multiple positions. A 7-foot scorer who can space the floor, finish inside, and stay in front of wings and forwards defensively. And now, insiders say that Utah, deep into a rebuild and loaded with draft picks, might actually be open to moving him. For the right price. Could this be the opportunity the Lakers have been quietly preparing for? According to sources close to the Lakers front office, Pelinka and his team have already crunched the numbers and even explored contract frameworks. It's not just about trading for Markkanen, it's about building around him. Reports suggest that the Lakers will be ready to offer him a massive extension, something in the neighborhood of 5 years, $238 million. That's not just we like you money. That's you are the future of our franchise money. And timing? Oh, it couldn't be more perfect. Because as the dust continues to settle around the NBA, another massive domino may be getting ready to fall: Luka Doncic. Yes, that Luka Doncic. Sources around the league have been buzzing for months about Luka's growing frustrations with the direction of the Dallas Mavericks. Another early playoff exit, or worse, missing the playoffs altogether, could push Luka to seriously consider a change of scenery. And if he does, if he puts in a trade request, Los Angeles will be at the very top of his wish list. Imagine it now: LeBron James still playing at an elite level, still chasing that elusive fifth ring, paired with Luka Doncic, the generational playmaker, and Lauri Markkanen, the perfect high-efficiency, floor-spacing big man. That's not just another big three. That's a dynasty in the making. Now let's slow down for a second. I can already hear some of you thinking, come on, this is just fantasy. But is it? Is it really? Because behind the scenes, the Lakers have been methodically building flexibility. They resisted making panic trades at the deadline. They protected their draft assets. They made quiet moves to maintain cap space optionality. They're not just playing for today. They're setting up for something massive. Could this all be part of a master plan? Some insiders are starting to believe it is. They're calling it the stealth rebuild. The idea is simple but genius. Maximize the remaining LeBron years asterisk while simultaneously preparing for a seamless transition into a new era built around Markkanen and potentially Luka. And here's where it gets even spicier. Sources say that Markkanen himself is very intrigued by the idea of playing in Los Angeles. It's not just about the money, although let's be real, the money doesn't hurt. It's about the opportunity, the stage, the chance to compete for titles, play under the brightest lights, and eventually become the face of one of the most iconic franchises in all of sports. Reportedly, the Lakers' internal pitch to Markkanen includes not just a starting spot next to LeBron and AD, but a vision for the future where Laurie becomes the guy after LeBron retires. Think about that for a second. The Lakers aren't just offering Markkanen a role. They're offering him a legacy. Meanwhile, over in Dallas, the tension is growing. Luka, who idolized Kobe Bryant growing up, who's always had a soft spot for the Lakers' mystique, could be looking for a fresh start. And if he does, if he decides he's done carrying a flawed Mavericks roster by himself, Los Angeles could be ready to pounce. Financially, the moves are tricky, but possible. With some maneuvering, offloading contracts like D'Angelo Russell and Rui Hachimura, the Lakers could free up enough flexibility to both trade for one star and sign another long-term. And if you think that's a pipe dream, think again. We've seen the Lakers pull off crazier things before. Check. Pau Gasol, Anthony Davis, LeBron. It's what this franchise does. Of course, none of this would come cheap. Utah would reportedly demand at least 2 unprotected first-round picks for Markkanen. Dallas would likely want a young star, someone like Austin Reaves, and significant draft capital for Luka. Will the Lakers be willing to part with Reaves? That might be the toughest decision of all. Reaves has blossomed into a fan favorite and a legit two-way contributor. But when you're talking about pairing Luka Doncic and Lauri Markkanen with LeBron James, championships are the goal. And let's not forget, the Lakers still have an open roster spot after waiving Christian Wood. That means they could even snag another veteran from the buyout market to bolster their depth right now. Everything, absolutely everything, is starting to line up. And it begs the question, is this the beginning of something historic? Could we be witnessing the quiet formation of the next great Lakers dynasty? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, if you're a Lakers fan, you better buckle up. Because the next few months are going to be wild. But what do you think about all of this? Should the Lakers go all in for Lauri Markkanen? Should they risk it all for a chance at Luka Doncic? Would you be willing to give up Austin Reaves if it meant forming the ultimate Big Three? And while the Lakers' cap situation always seems tight, remember, they've navigated these waters before. Rob Pelinka's ability to manipulate cap holds, sign-in trade mechanisms, and creative multi-team deals shouldn't be underestimated. The idea that Los Angeles could somehow maneuver itself into a position to land both Markkanen and Doncic isn't as crazy as it might seem at first glance. Another key advantage, the Lakers' brand power. Players want to be in Los Angeles. They want the visibility, the endorsements, the lifestyle. Markkanen, who's already a global star in Finland, could take his profile to another level in the Hollywood market. And Luka, already one of the most recognizable faces in the NBA, could solidify himself as the new king of basketball under the Staples Center lights. And let's not ignore the LeBron factor. Even in year 21, LeBron James remains the ultimate recruiter. His influence behind the scenes is legendary. Whether it's a well-timed text message, a casual workout invitation, or a private conversation during All-Star Weekend, LeBron knows how to plant seeds. Don't think for a second that if Luka starts feeling restless, LeBron won't be one of the first people reaching out. If the Lakers can pull this off, it wouldn't just reset the Western Conference. It would put the entire league on notice. The combination of size, skill, and basketball IQ between Luka, Lauri, and LeBron will be devastating. Teams wouldn't just have to outplay the Lakers, they'd have to survive them. Of course, there's always risk involved in chasing superstars. Chemistry isn't guaranteed. Injuries can derail even the most promising cores. And giving up so many assets leaves you vulnerable if things don't click immediately. But if history teaches us anything, it's that fortune favors the bold, especially in Los Angeles. And it's not just about star power. Fit matters too. Luka's ability to control the tempo, to create shots for himself and others, meshes perfectly with Markkanen's elite off-ball movement and floor spacing. And while LeBron isn't the same high-usage ball handler he once was, he's still deadly when used strategically alongside another playmaker. In fact, in many ways, building around Luka and Lauri could extend LeBron's career even further. He wouldn't have to shoulder the same offensive burden every night. He could pick his spots, conserve energy, and focus more on defense and leadership, critical factors as he approaches his 40s. It's also worth considering what this would mean for Anthony Davis. Sources suggest that AD is fully aware of these potential moves and supportive of the idea. While his role would shift slightly in a Luka-centric offense, he could thrive as a dominant defensive anchor and secondary scorer, alleviating pressure from his body and maximizing his longevity. And speaking of the future, think about what this core could become after LeBron retires. A young duo of Luka Doncic and Lauri Markkanen, both entering their primes, leading the Lakers into a new golden era? That's the kind of succession plan franchises dream about but rarely have the opportunity to execute. Even the broader NBA dynamics favor the Lakers right now. Traditional powers like the Warriors and Suns are aging. The Nuggets are strong but beatable. The Clippers remain a question mark. A new Lakers super team could dominate not just for a year or two, but for the next half-decade. Now, some will argue that the Lakers should stay the course, keep developing players like Austin Reaves, and build slowly. But let's be real, this is Los Angeles. This is the Lakers. Patience has never been the strategy here. Championships are the expectation. Always have been. Always will be. And when you have a legitimate chance to pair a 24-year-old generational talent like Luka with a 26-year-old elite scorer like Markkanen, alongside one of the greatest players of all time, you don't hesitate. You push all your chips to the center of the table. And think about the ripple effects across the league if the Lakers land both Markkanen and possibly Doncic. Other stars would inevitably take notice. Role players chasing rings would line up to sign on veteran minimum deals. Suddenly, Los Angeles will become the epicenter of NBA gravity once again, pulling in talent the way Miami did in the LeBron-Wade-Bosh era. There's also a cultural fit to consider. Lauri Markkanen isn't just talented, he's a worker, a grinder, a player who improved year after year without needing the spotlight. That kind of mentality would mesh beautifully with the Lakers' new philosophy of balancing star power with grit, character, and team-first mentality. And when you look at what the Lakers could look like on the court, the possibilities are endless. Imagine pick and rolls with Luka and AD. Imagine Luka driving and kicking to Lauri for wide-open corner threes. Imagine LeBron cutting backdoor while defenses scramble to guard the perimeter. It's basketball poetry waiting to happen. There's also defensive upside in this plan that many are overlooking. With Markkanen's mobility, Davis's rim protection, and Luka's size at guard, the Lakers could field a lineup that's not just offensively overwhelming, but defensively suffocating. Size, versatility, and switchability, the blueprint for modern NBA success. Behind the scenes, there's reportedly a growing confidence within Lakers ownership as well. Jeannie Buss and her top advisors believe that the team is entering a pivotal moment, and they are prepared to authorize aggressive moves if it means securing the next era of contention. They know that windows like this don't stay open forever. Some insiders even suggest that conversations with Luka's camp have been quietly happening for months. Nothing illegal, of course, but friendly relationships being nurtured, messages being passed through mutual contacts. In the NBA, groundwork for these kinds of moves often starts long before the public ever catches wind. And the stakes? They couldn't be higher. Bringing Luka Doncic to Los Angeles would be the single biggest superstar acquisition since Shaquille O'Neal in 1996. It would transform the Lakers' trajectory for the next decade. And it would immediately reignite the Lakers-Celtics rivalry as Boston continues building its young core. Meanwhile, the Western Conference would be forced to adjust. Teams like Denver, Minnesota, and Phoenix would have to rethink their paths to a championship if the Lakers suddenly vaulted themselves back to the top tier. It would shift the balance of power overnight. Another factor that's giving Lakers fans hope? Timing. If Dallas misses the playoffs or suffers another disappointing postseason, the pressure on their front office will be immense. And unlike previous years, they don't have a deep bench of assets to quickly fix things. A frustrated Luka could apply pressure in ways we've seen stars do time and time again. And if Luka gives even a hint that he's available, the Lakers, with their massive market, winning tradition, and star-driven culture, would immediately become a preferred destination. That's not speculation. That's how it's always worked in this league. But let's not forget the emotional side of this either. For Lakers fans, the idea of landing Luka isn't just exciting. It's a dream scenario. After the Kobe and LeBron eras, the hunger for the next great icon to carry the franchise torch burns fiercely. Luka, with his flair, toughness, and clutch gene, could be the perfect heir. There's also the broader NBA business to think about. A Lakers team led by Luka Doncic would dominate TV ratings, drive merchandise sales, and elevate the league's overall profile globally, especially with Luka's massive European fan base. You better believe Adam Silver would quietly be rooting for that storyline to unfold. And if all the pieces fall into place, if the Lakers somehow land Markkanen and Luka without completely gutting their supporting cast, we could be talking about a team that doesn't just win one championship, but multiple. A team that defines the next era of NBA basketball. I seriously can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below. I'll be down there refreshing and reacting to everything you guys say, because honestly, this is one of the most exciting times to be a Lakers fan in years. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Big moves are coming, and you're going to want to be here for every second of it. Until next time, let's go Lakers.